Hello everyone, this is Linda aka The Gamer Girl, and today I'm taking you with me. We are going to the swap shop. It's located in Lauderhill, Florida. There is a movie theater, an arcade, and also some vendors. I have checked out the arcade before, it was pretty good. And today I am sadly disappointed. I went up to the arcade and what I saw was a bunch of broken machines and some of them were turned off, so I don't even know if they were just not wanting to turn on all the machines. As you walk through, you see a lot of them that are old classics. It's still good to check out, but nobody was up there and it was very disheartening. Even the person who worked there looked very bored. I felt so bad for her. But I still played a few games before I went out to the vendors and game hunted. I played Outrun 2, I played some Terminator, I was playing around for a little bit, just to pass the time because not all of the people were set up and it was really early. It opens up at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's why nobody was set up. So I didn't want to wait down there in the hot sun because it was really hot. I do hope that they fix all of the problems and get the machines running, all of them. It is a great arcade, it's just not maintained very well, it looks like. I hope that they do fix everything so that next time I come up there, it'll be shining and it'll be beautiful again and that we can all play all the games that are in there, because they do have some great classics in there. Before we moved on, I wanted to show you the small funny decals on the floor that said, if you play on this section, you win big, and I laughed because half of the games were not working and giving tickets, so I was just like, how can you win big if there's nothing to play? Oh, another awesome thing that I forgot to mention is there is a beautiful car museum when you walk down to the first floor. I would say check that out. It's not just the beginning. You walk around and there's a whole bunch of cars. They're beautiful. I take the time to look at them before you go outside. So I started going outside after I played a few of the arcade games, and there was a bunch of people with controllers, and it looked like, a bunch of like computer stuff and broken pieces. It was a lot of broken pieces. So if you're one of those people that fix them up, you can do it. So I did find a Genesis game, but it was too beat up. I was not going to take it for the label. And DJ Hero for the Wii. I just checked the case to see if there's anything other than DJ Hero, because sometimes that does happen when you go to swap shops and other flea markets. You find different games inside the cases. And I was like, oh, there's a Deal or No Deal, but nah, I didn't want to pick it up. I kept looking around and I found a PSP kit, but I already have a couple, so I just let them go. So I moved on to the next table and I found Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I checked out the disc. Thankfully it was good, so I was like, yay. So I asked the lady, I was like, how much do you want for it? And she said a couple bucks, so I was like, hey, I'll pick it up. I grabbed that. There was not much left else in there. I saw some NASCAR Heat and NBAs. I'm not looking for any of those right now, so I just kept looking, Star Wars. And so I moved on from that pile to, there was some loose games at the end of the other side, so I looked through those and I kept checking to see if there's a title, and I saw, oh look, there's PlayStation Magazine. I used to remember that. And I was like, let me see if that disc is good after. I checked before to see if any other games were in there. And I didn't see anything else that I wanted. I kept looking through. There was just a bunch of Medal Honors, and I already have the ones that I want. I have a lot of sample CDs and discs and stuff like that, so that's why I kept checking to see if there's any of the other ones, because there is a lot of sample CDs out there that are rare and they're worth money now. And that's why I like to go to swap shops and flea markets, because people are not selling them for a ridiculous price. And so I kept looking through. I found a lot of games that I already have, so I wasn't going to buy duplicates. And so I saw that they had just some more Maddens and a bunch of Gran Turismo, so I was like, okay. So I put everything back after I looked through the pile, and I checked the underground disc, and I was so sad at what I saw. It was so scratched that I was not even going to offer anything for the sample disc, so gave the lady the $2, and then I moved on to the next table. In the next table, there was a bunch of DS games and PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, and Wii, and Xbox 360, PSP. So I looked through. I didn't see any of the PS1 games that I was looking for. He did have a bunch of DVDs and movies also, so I was kind of going through CDs and everything just to check and see. I was looking through the cases just to see if there's any other games besides the one that was in there. and I didn't see anything. And there was a couple of duplicates when I was looking through. I found NFL Blitz twice, the greatest hits version, and then the regular version, the black label. So next I moved on to the PlayStation 2 games. I found the Guitar Hero 3. I looked and saw that it was better than my copy that I have, so I asked the guy how much it was offering for it, and he said $3 a piece for the PlayStation 2 games. So I took him up on his offer, and I looked through the rest of the pile. I did pick up a couple more, and there was Pirates of the Caribbean. I looked at that disc. It was in good shape, so I put that back, and I kept looking through. There was a bunch of other games there, so I put that one down, and then kept looking at that jam pack, but I was like, nah, it's not having any of the games that I wanted. Then I found Guitar Hero, the 80s version, Encore. So I checked that out. That it did have a good quality selection of games. It wasn't just a bunch of fillers like sports and other things like that. So it took me a little bit of time to go through everything. Nah, I didn't want Moto. I already had Moto. So, oh, Celebrity Deathmatch. I was surprised to see that. I'd never see this at any flea markets. And it was a little scratched up, but I was like, well, it's only $3, so I could probably buff it out, put some cleaner on it, and fix it. And then I found Crazy Frog. I was like, wow, there's a lot of games that I was looking for. There is a guy that asked me in the comments section, his name is CM Retro Gaming. He asked me what PlayStation 2 games I'm looking for. I am looking for a bunch of collection ones, like World of Heroes. I'm also looking for Taito Legends, some of the classic ones that they did put a lot on the PS2, remasters and stuff like that, even though I can't find very many in the flea market. I still check, and I do happen upon them every now and then. So I did keep looking through the pack, and they did have a bunch of games, but they didn't have anything else that I was looking for. So I asked the guy for the pricing for the rest of the games, and he started throwing in some more DS games and some more Wii games. And I kept looking through to see if there's anything else. And I didn't see anything else after I looked, nothing I wanted. So I gave him the $3 a piece for each game. I got Guitar Hero 3, Guitar Hero 80s, Pirates of the Caribbean, Celebrity Deathmatch, and Crazy Frog. So then I moved on to the next table. I asked the guy right away what he wanted for the games. He said he wanted $5 for the next gen, he wanted $10 for 3DS, and he wanted $5 for PS2, and I was like, okay. So I looked through, I found Pokemon Moon, but unfortunately, when I cracked open the case, somebody had took the game. I was super bummed because that would have been a great deal for that one. But he didn't look like he was paying attention to his game, so that's why nobody was really caring. And then I looked through, and I did find, because I'm also looking for open world games, and I'm also looking for horror games. I thought I was going to find Left 4 Dead 2 for a good price, but no, there was Mass Effect 3, and I already have Mass Effect 3. And then I went through and I looked, and I actually did find Devil May Cry 2, but when I looked at the disc, it was a little too banged up for me. Even though I do get disc cleaners and stuff like that and try to fix them. I am also looking for fighting games. I'm into fighting games. So I kept looking through, and I actually did find, when I kept looking, it was Guilty Gear X, Guilty Gear 10. I was like, oh, please be in good shape. So when I pulled open the game, it was in great shape, so I was like, okay, I'll take this one. The disc was fine, but the case, it looked horrible. It looked like somebody just left it in the back in a garage or left it in an open box and didn't even care. So I was like, okay, I'll pick up that one. And then I looked a little bit more, and I found Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, but yeah. And when I asked him if he would do any deals, he said he would give it both of them for $8. So I was like, okay, a couple bucks off. So I moved on to the next table. They had a bunch of plug and plays. It was Atari flashbacks and not very many games. So I looked through and nothing that I wanted. So I was like, bummer. But I kept looking. I thought I would check and see if there's anything else, but nah, this table didn't have much. It was just one of those, it was whatever was left over, and I was hoping for Kill Switch, but they didn't even have Kill Switch. They just had Tiger Woods, and I already have a couple Tiger Woods games, and I'm not wanting any more of those. So after that, there was not much any other places. There was one random guy who had a PC game, but he was asking too much for it. I wasn't going to pay for that. I'm not into big box PC games. And as I was walking out, I saw that big sign that said Video Arcade, and I was like, well, if they fix it up, it would be good. So I was just showing you guys the final haul of everything I got. You know, Tony Hawk, Crazy Frog, Celebrity Deathmatch, 2 Guitar Heroes, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Guilty Gear, and Unimisha too. So thank you guys for watching. If you're new, please subscribe. And as always, keep on gaming. Bye guys.